Are there any words that annoy you? Just simply put, you're put off by them. Well, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about annoying words. And I want to focus the thesis, the sort of idea around the topic for, me as it pertains on some self-reflection. And thank you very much for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I want you to watch them more, and all of them, and engage and comment. And I've already made a few friends thus far, which is just lovely. Like, it's literally the whole point of utilizing these kinds of platforms is to engage and meet people, regardless of difference of opinions or anything at all like that. It's fairly safe to say that if you're out on the internet, you're probably gonna be better off having the best experience when you engage. So that's always a good thing. I want to talk about words that annoy me. So thus far, I've probably said maybe one or two words that I'm gonna tell you annoy me. Every time I say like, every time I pause for just, a little more than a second or so, and I make this noise, I don't like that. And there are also other words that just I kind of don't like. I've heard, for example, when people describe things as slick to me, I think that word bothers me for some reason. We're just talking about words that bother us. In specific, me, I don't like slick. I don't say slick myself, so that's not really one that I say that it annoys me. And for the record, I would say that overall, just in general, so that we all know, I probably annoy me more than anyone. So there's that whole thing. And I mean, I'm obviously being sort of funny. That's also the other one that I don't like is, not because I don't like saying it, but because it's quite literally the end cap of most statements when I informally speak. And so there is also that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I just noticed I made a video, I'm posting it, and as it goes up, I used the word like a lot according to the transcript. And I'm gonna stop doing that as much, I think, or at least hope to. But going back to slick, I've heard it in a kind of way where people would say, what's up, slick, or something, just, I think it's annoying. I think it's an annoying thing to say. I also don't really like the word moist, I guess. I don't, not for any weird or otherwise what would be thought of as like other connotation, which I guess most words like that trigger people because it's like something of that nature. When in this case, I'd say that it's part of it. It's part of it, but it's not all of it. So yeah, moist is a word that annoys me for sure, for sure. Also, I've noticed, and this is super low key. This is between all of us here. Is that what really annoys me? And this is something that's super cultural too. I think because obviously I'm Hispanic. I'm brown. There's that, and so I say this because in my culture, older women, for example, call younger men hito, right? My son. That's what it means. And so mijito, you'll often hear, right? In any of the Spanish parts of the culture, right? Specifically, my experience with the Spanish culture being that of Hispanic identification. And so, my grandma, I try not to talk. I she was my best friend, and she passed away last year, and so it's kind of weird because I brought up the whole cultural thing too, because it's not uncommon for an older woman out like in the real world to refer as such to that person. Like, it's perfectly socially and culturally acceptable for this brown guy to like go to Walmart, which happened, and for an old or Hispanic woman to call me mijito. Now, it bothered me because it was like something only my grandma would call me, and it made me think of my grandma, and then it made me angry that my grandma wasn't isn't alive or whatever. And then I say like the anger quick part or whatever, just like it was just like, oh man, like I don't want anyone else ever calling me mijito, because it was my grandma that called me that, right? And so that's more than an annoying word, I guess. It's just more of probably a therapy session or two in terms of talking and like thinking about why I should still be okay with people calling me hito, right? But again, in that regard, even in its ethnic cultural sense, in its singular, like I can't, I don't, it's just something that'll probably be with me forever, and I'm okay with that. So it's not so much that that word or those two words annoy me so much as that they've already been used. They've already been used in this sort of my life, and that was like a one-time usage kind of a thing. So yeah, moist. When people call me mijito, I guess now, yeah, those are, and like, and and that, those are things and or words that annoy me.